Y'all in this situation, I'm gonna tell you, when you feel like man ain't gonna be able to do nothing, which they are, when it's time for them to do something, the right one's gonna come around and do something. But I'm just saying, when you feel like man ain't gonna do nothing, just depend on God. But anyway, God was like, sit right here, don't move. And you know, I was wondering why God told me that. But you know, he done did this before. And that's how I realized something. That's how I learned about energy. That's how I learned about energy. I learned about energy because it's like, I just never realized in my own energy. It's like when somebody keep attacking you, if somebody keep attacking you, they gonna stick themselves. Everybody I know that participated in attacking me my whole life wind up stuck themselves. And even the ones, the murderers and stuff, they wind up sticking themselves in a room when they get older, never coming out. And this particular person keep attacking me, so I wonder how it's gonna turn out. A little bit, and then I don't really care for seeing it because I seen the damage done to people who mess with me a little bit, and it wasn't. And this person trying to live as me and off me, and honestly, at this point, I feel like they just scared because they did something they shouldn't have did, and they know that's gonna end real bad. You know, prison, a lot of prison time, a lot of. If it's who I think it is, they do not have the heart to own up to nothing. They are brilliant, and they got the brain to start up everything. I mean, you'll be amazed. I ain't gonna lie. I seen people in the slums that I know would conquered Harvard and Princeton easy. And they were just stuck. They were just, I guess, sacrificing. That's another thing I'm studying. There's a lot of people in this situation, not just me, around the world. And at the point, and so far as right, like men, you know, I heard of a couple women, but men, I know this group organization, the people that deal with this stuff, it's a men group and a woman group, and they have babies by you and sacrifice you. I just can't believe it's been going on for so long. I think they almost made an enterprise out of it. It's amazing. And these is what make RICO charges. That's why it takes so long, y'all. Like I said, they would have, I don't want to keep saying it though. They would have had to kill me though to make it work out. And that's the problem, bro. That's a big problem right there. I mean, that's why I tell people these situations could last 5 to 7 to 10 years. But, and it's all in you being watched and they being watched and this and that and this and that. And you can say they watch you trying to kill you, but I'm not even gonna say all that no more. Cause it's like, it's a mission, bro. Like I said, I done met ops in this situation that was supposed to be undercover cop, and they winded up on drugs and prostitutes. You know, just, they can't even deal with how long and lengthy the situation is. Not in just my case, but I just seen that before. And when you're on certain drugs and you're in certain situations, your mind, it ain't easy for your mind to heal. No matter what kind of training you done been on, it ain't easy for your mind to heal that. But these people, this mess, everybody who was involved, I'm telling you, I'm gonna say this story again. I knew one person that was in this situation, and it was a lady it was a girl I used to date, daddy. And her daddy warned me of it, and I was too young in the mind. I thought it was just okay. But no, it's something, they sell your stuff somewhere. And God told me it's a devil deal though. It's definitely a devil deal. So people who work for these people, y'all be careful with that. But Anyway, and I told y'all, God told me I'm gonna let them have it. I'm gonna let them have your chair. We're gonna see how they do in your chair. And if y'all pay attention, that's what's going on. Listen, I'm gonna say this one more time. This is how beautiful my God is. I was in the studio stuck for years. Nobody knew the gifts and creativity I had. And people probably wrote me off as just crazy, blah, 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 blah. But that being said, everybody can lie about it. But God was like, he seen my gift. He seen everything I ever tried to do in my life, seen all the people I helped, and he felt like it wasn't right for me not to get no respect for it. So he said, I'm gonna put you in a situation where they stole your everything about you. We're gonna let them sit in your seat. We're gonna let them have your seat and see how they deal with it. And these people are gonna bring you up to the light. And that's when he cut that studio down. He shut my studio down, and I was singing outside. And I've been on social media ever since. It said when people see who you are, and if they knew who you was, they wouldn't have never did it in the first place. So he said, I'm gonna give them the energy for a while. And if y'all really sit back and think about this, I don't care who doppelganger me or nothing. Y'all people still know me. People still want to see me. They don't want to see no robot. They don't want to see a doppelganger. They want to see me. You see what I'm saying? I find that amazing. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. You think this is a hole? I'm actually out in the public now. I put myself in a hole in the studio. And I stayed in that studio. And the only people that came in that studio was goons and goblins. I ain't really had to see women like that neither. And the few that came, I recorded them, they left, whatever. It was just goons and goblins. And so I put myself in a hole for a long time. And then it's just one hole to another hole, basically. But this hole, I'm actually showing the world by getting online and showing my skills. But y'all didn't know me. Didn't nobody know me in that studio. I basically came out of nowhere when it came down to social media or Facebook. You know what I'm saying? 717 when I say that. Didn't nobody know me. And honestly, I feel like my ex-wife got judged like I got judged. Because I ain't never seen nobody have a child by somebody and do this. This is right here ridiculous. I ain't seen all heard from my child in 5 years. At least people want to call somebody or something. It's like she trapped. Cause a woman, you can't trap no woman to that degree unless it's by force. So, I don't know what it is. I know from us being apart like this, somebody watching and something going on. And it ain't just goons and goblins. It's something serious. But, God told me, I ain't gonna say that part. He said I was being protected from a lot of people, though. And said angels is watching these people. And, as I observed, I wouldn't consider some of these people angels, but, that's just my philosophy of it. And something else that I learned in this situation. I learned that what you think might not be an angel is an angel. And what you think is an angel might not be an angel. So I'm learning that now. And bankers, everybody screwed me over. Y'all, I was attacked by banks, hospitals, all kinds of stuff. And damn, all I was trying to do was work. And like I said, I worked so much, I hurt my neck. And I had that surgery. And I got out of surgery and walked right into a bottle. And I already been working my whole life. I already been striving and struggling my whole life. Somebody went on here and threw icing on the cake. I don't know who did this. And I think my family got pulled in. I think a lot of people got pulled in, but at this rate, whoever pulled them in, trapped them in a situation where they got to stay pulled in. It's chains. I call them hell chains. And that's what God showed me. He said they were hell chains. They were like loose hell. It was a bunch of loose hell chains. And it's like it's binding a lot of people together. I told y'all, confirmation, I told y'all this is like dominoes. And I know who they're dealing with. I know everything. From the governments to the White House to here and you know, to the slums, to whoever in the world that done participated in this. It's like the ancestors is going for them all. And so it was like God was like, sit here, be still, don't work. I ain't have a life anyway. I ain't have a family. I ain't have nobody. And that's why it led up to here. And this is my purpose in life. I've been alone my whole life. I ain't worried about being alone. Shit. Even when I could have everybody, I was just that part. I was at the top of my game with everything. I can have anybody. And I realized a long time ago, if you got money, you got anybody. If you ain't got no money, you got nobody. And when I realized that, I got used to having nobody. Fast, when I was a kid. But when I got to this situation, I have to tell. And that's the only reason why I ain't switched my sights up, even though everybody taking it. But let's just look at that. I want y'all to look at this with me, though. It really ain't hope. But it's something amazing to see happen, if it happens. God said, God said this. Now, before, I said this before. I want to make sure I say it again so everybody can see it happen. We can see it happen together. God said this person is going to bring me to the light. I was in the dark. Nobody knew my talents. Nobody seen my creativity. But God said this person was going to bring me, going to compete with me. Basically like competing with myself. But I'm going to dominate regardless. And they're going to bring me up into the light where everybody love me. The people are going to love me. And so many people are going to love me. The people who have trapped me better hurry up and get me out of the trap. And that's what's going on. That's what I want everybody to see. I ain't really worried about who's going to come here. Ain't nobody going to come unless God send them to come. This is the purpose in life. This is my purpose. This is going to build generational wealth for the family, you know, for the youth, for, you know, the future generation. It's going to get us out of generational curses, because right now we in generational curses. I don't mind that. Like I said, we're not here to come to earth. We ain't here to come to earth and have a good time, this and that. That's a good thing. You can get married, you can go to school, get rich, have a good time, fly down the road, go to a bar, fly down the road. But you know darn well that ain't. I done that life. And after a while of so many weekends of partying, you get tired of that life. And you start to realize there's something else in life. But for some reason, being stuck right here, living in my purpose, it don't bother me so much. The only thing that bothers me is the false hope. People giving me false hope. People telling lies. I don't really get that much of that no more, though, since I've been venting about it. But people telling lies that done stole from me, that I know stole from me. And people trying to smile in my face. People want to come close to me and act like they got a nasty attitude, but scared to say something. Just little stuff like that get under my skin. You know, the neighborhood don't like it, they turn on and off. The city might not like it, turn on and off. You know. Little stuff like that get on your nerves a little bit, but you know, I really feel bad for people who are in the situation. I know it's more people in this situation. Maybe not that many, but because I'm sure when they do something like this, it's probably like so many in each country. 1 or 2 in each country. It can't be that many. And then other people just be flexing. If I was y'all, I'd put a box in a box. I ain't lying. I've been if I wanted to get rid of something like this, because it looks like all the creativity is in the boxes, I box them up until they break the chains of this mess. Because, like I said, it's one country in particular I feel like they can do this. And that's why they're blossoming so much. That's why they're so beautiful. And that's why they city's so beautiful, their country's so beautiful. They just don't promote this kind of stuff at all. And that country looked like good karma. I heard bad stuff about it, how they could be getting it, you know, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But it looked like good karma to me, though. It looked like instead of putting the creativity in bottles and boxes, they let them out and let them build. They put them in Hollywood. I mean, they put them in show business. They put them in architecture. They put them somewhere where they really well needed, in agriculture, and they just blossom. That's what you're supposed to do. I mean, that's where you put these people. You don't sit there and put them. We will make sure God made a good decision. That's what you did with the air, and you messed that up. You did that with the water and messed that up. You keep doing that with things God made. You did it with human beings and messed it up. every single thing God ever created is perfect. It only get messed up when we contaminate it, when we intervene. So when God created the people to come here to save the world and make the world a better place, you intervene, you bottom them up, right? God made the water perfect, you intervened, you contaminated the water. God made the air perfect, you contaminated the air. It's like somebody keep following God, and you really can't even say it's Satan. I ain't asked. I mean, ain't this Satan planet? I can see Satan trying to get rid of human beings, but get rid of the planet? Some questions we just gotta ask ourselves, you know? Some things we just have to ask ourselves, y'all. But anyway, energy, that's what I was teaching right here. I've been realizing something. I realized this I realized when you keep attacking energy, like whoever you attack, and like I said, I should have known this years ago from the streets. You kill somebody, you die. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Okay. You lie on somebody, somebody lie on you. You cheat on somebody, somebody cheat on you. So, in this situation, the only thing different from a person who was sinning normally to this, it's like a narcissist. They keep sinning in the same direction. But this is fear, though. I know it's fear. I remember going through something when I was a child, and I had to confess to something that I was scared to confess to. I was scared they were going to take my life over. And I remember I went around it. I remember it eating me up inside. And I went around it, and I went around it, and I went around it, and years went by, and it just seemed like it just kept eating me up inside. I kept going into the negative department. And no matter how much money I got, no matter where I went to, it was eating me. I couldn't get away from this. And next thing you know, I said, you know what? Hell with it. I'm finna go on up to it. And I did. I just went on up to it. And I lost everything. I had to start from ground zero, which was good, because it could have been worse. I could have went to prison, or I could have got killed, or I could have, something very bad could have happened. And by me going up to the people at the time, it was street mess, I think. I just was honest with them. I can't remember if I lost a bundle or what, but something happened bad. And I just owned up to it. I told them. And that was hard for me, but this situation, to me, whoever in this situation, it's about the same. The only difference is mine was of the streets, and this one right here look like it's of the legal system. And I don't know what to tell you, bro. But I know you can't keep going around. It's like two of me, and somebody getting paid as me, but it's swallowing them. It ain't gonna work, bro. Instead of them, it's another way out of these situations, but I'm not gonna say it, because God said He wants this person to do prison time or go to hell, if not both. So I ain't gonna intervene, but it's another way out. They'll clear the slate with everything. They still will have to accept the loss, but it's a way out, though. But I ain't saying nothing about it. I wanna see it. I wanna see this work out, y'all. I just wanna see God will be done. I ain't got nothing else to see. This will be a miracle. This will be amazing. I never witnessed no miracle myself. And this will be a miracle, bro. Everybody get to see God make a miracle. Man, we all need to see this miracle. The whole world need to see this miracle right now. With the way everybody made God look, with the way people made God look. And I know y'all be hearing me when I say this, and I'm going to say it online. At this rate, there ain't going to be no more God to talk about if we keep going like we're going. Because people going to just stop believing in God. Because if people don't learn how to steal people's blessings, and you praying to a source that you feel like you ain't never getting nothing out of, eventually you going to stop, and it's going to be from the lack of knowledge. And that's what somebody tried to create here. God ain't going to let that happen. So I want to see it. I just want to see I just want to see everything prevail. I want to see everything. I just want to see God mighty hand. I can't wait to see it. I know He gonna do it. He did it for me plenty of time. But this time it's on social media. We all get to see it. It's gonna be beautiful. And that's why I said the people who supposed to play the good part, I would have played. Because God gonna win. God gonna win regardless. I just gotta keep myself together. And the best way for me to do that is stay away from people. Because they telling lies. I can't stand a lie. Everybody lying right now while this is going on. And I can't deal with it. I might as well trap myself in this room, bro. Everybody telling lies. Everybody getting on your nerves. Everybody keep bothering you. It's just back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. I just don't know why they did this, y'all. It's almost like it was a group organization that was killing good people for high vibrational people. And the rule was don't do a high priest or a high priest like this. And God let them do it. You know, they probably was going by it. But see, if a high priest and a high priestess is born in the wrong place or landed in the wrong place like I did, and then that would really throw a wrench in the cycle. That throw a wrench in that business. So far, so good, though. So far, it's going as planned. Regardless of it don't matter who get the money. It don't matter who get paid out, because all y'all losing. Everything I said will happen to y'all is happening. With your health, with your outlook, everything is happening. So it's like, how long you gonna run with this money, bro? It's like that Judas money killing y'all out there. That Judas money killing y'all out there, bro. You think bro, we learned that in the game. Go ask any real player, they gonna tell you, OG or something, they gonna tell you, right? Ain't nobody, where the money come from? You can't even put $1 of Judas money with good money. It'll tank all the money. Y'all stole a whole lot of money and in seconds turned it into Judas money. I'm telling you, when you look at them movies and stuff, them Egyptian movies, and they say, don't touch that high priest, don't touch that high priest, don't touch that high priest. Don't touch that high priest. As soon as they touch it, touch the jewelry from it, everything go crazy. That's what they're trying to tell you, bro. And it's like these people were just ignorant, man. But I'm telling you, I don't know who did this. Because my child, I ain't seen my child or my ex-wife. I'm like, I don't even know if they still alive, bro. No, if I ain't trying to be funny about it, I'm not. But it's like, I know they trapped. Because even if she done it, and even if she did all this, that girl loved me. Even if she was plotting on sacrificing me, that girl loved me too much to stay away from me like she did this time. Ain't no way. It's impossible. Unless she a full-fledged demon. It just ain't no way. There's no way. That girl loved me. She played a role. When the time happened, she was probably ready to get away from me. Been together 10 years, and she was ready to party like a rock star. Now that that's over, you couldn't keep her away from me. Somebody keeping her away from me. So you know this is deep. This shit is deep, bro. And it could be the cops. It could be the person whoever kidnapped her. Like we all three of us pretty much got kidnapped. The wife, the child, and the daddy. They kidnapped the whole family, bro. Somebody went buck wild, kidnapped the whole family, put us in the spotlight, disrespected. I don't know how they getting disrespected, but they just tore my life up, turned my life upside down. They thought they did, but it was already upside down. It was spinning like a top. I'm like, always been upside down. Yeah, that's what throws y'all off, bro. But it's like somebody got an organization killing folks. And I'm going to be real with you. Some of these people work on social media. I know that. I told y'all I was the domino. Y'all, it don't matter if you got the money or not. Y'all ancestors, my ancestors, now they going to take y'all out. You going to clean this up, or you going to regret not cleaning it up. God putting fear in y'all heart, and we installing fear in y'all heart right now. Cause right now y'all still cocky, but wait till we take that away. That's a shield. We're gonna take that off of you, and you're gonna start getting scared. You're gonna have to do drugs just to calm down. But then you're gonna really need the drug. so you can get up and you're gonna need the drug to go to sleep and wake up. Some people on drugs because they slipped up and got on drugs and made a mistake and touched drugs. But some people on drugs because they feel they really need to be on drugs because they got dark secrets. So let's just watch it play out. And I want to thank the people who have been trying to help me. And I know y'all care for me. And I care for y'all. And I hate the fact that y'all touch my energy a little bit. But thank y'all. I'm not going to say nothing. I know y'all trying to play it cool from a distance. But I really appreciate y'all. And I know y'all care for me. I can feel y'all. I know y'all care for me. I do. I really do. And when I be throwing these tantrums and stuff, I don't be talking about y'all. Sometimes. But most of the time, it just be for everybody else. Because y'all, even if y'all are in the stadium watching, y'all know this right here was, who would want to own up to this? Who would want to own up to this? They say I got the light of God. I ain't got to be Jesus Christ. I still got the light of God. Who? Them people are no better than the people who killed Jesus. Who would want to own up to this? Everybody, at this point, it's fear. It ain't got nothing to do with somebody living and getting the money. It's fear. They scared to death. Running. Shoes, burning all their shoes off. So it is what it is.